Stop being like, I'll learn that strat after I get this time, or I'll do that after I do this. No, just fucking learn the hard strat. Just learn the hard strat right away. Even if you don't plan on going that far in the game, like even if you're not planning on getting world records, still try the world record strats.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to SpeedTalk, episode 19. Today, I'm joined by GrandPOOBear over to my right. GrandPOOBear, how are you doing?
Wonderful. Happy to be here. Always happy to talk about speedrunning, speed gaming. You know, excited.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you on. Basically, today we're going to talk about some of your recent activity, how you got into speedrunning. So starting with what you've been up to recently, I've seen some of your recent videos covering Bananza, the one with your 6-year-old, which is really cool, and the one if it can go below an hour. Both of them were very good. How has your time with Bananza been, and how's the speedrun looking? I have the game, but I haven't beaten it yet. Been a bit burnt out, so I'm kind of curious.
Best 3D speedrun this year. It's super great. I haven't played it in a week, which means like you know how today's speedrunning goes. Like if you take 2 days off, you're literally washed.
Yeah.
Early in a game, so I got to put in some hard work this weekend to get back into it. But it's one of the best speed games. I mean, 3D speed games. I think like all time. Honestly, I think it's really really great. I think it's going to have a really long shelf life. The discoveries have been incredible. What's going to be interesting about it is will Nintendo patch out any of the things that we're doing, and what will that do to the community? There are a ton of cool clips and tricks and glitches that are very like inconsequential for a casual player, but great for a speedrun. So it's going to be curious what Nintendo does. They, I mean, if you follow speed gaming at all, like Nintendo sometimes does big patches, and with the way the Switch 2 works, there's really no way to like stay on like a 1.0 version. Like once it happens, it's going to happen to everybody kind of forcefully. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. But otherwise, right now, it's just like it's a speed game that like every day has like an awesome new discovery, and the times just keep creeping down like about 30 seconds every day in a really fun way. So
yeah, it's crazy to see how quickly it's been cutting down. I feel like it happens with every game, but the Bananza, I feel like I'm like, okay, when's it gonna stop like really cutting down a lot? But I feel like it keeps, minute barriers are happening like every couple days still, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's honestly wild. I mean, it's just wild how fast speedrunning runs, and it's faster every year and with every game release. And I mean, with the Switch especially, like, because people sit in their beds and play, and they sit on the trains and play, and I mean, I think it like multiplies when it's a Switch game or a Nintendo game now.
Yeah.
And because, like the Nintendo is, they have Odyssey and Zelda running on the same engine as like a game like Donkey Kong. So it's like a lot of people know which like doors to knock on, I guess you would say, when it comes to, like figuring out tricks and how to gain speed and stuff,
Yeah, it's been cool to see all the people that are involved with Bananza. It's always fun to see like people from different communities kind of hop on it. I know I saw I think Nitro was the one that discovered the infinite thing, whatever it's called, which is crazy. I don't think he's done any runs of the game yet either. He just kind of posted that randomly.
No, it was really funny because he discovered it, and then he's like, I haven't beat the game, so someone tell me where I should look. And I'm like,
that's
I was just laughing watching the whole thing happen. But it was great. I mean, that was such a wild, insane discovery as well. And I mean, basically like the basic idea of it, as long as you have upward momentum, you can create more upward momentum. So if you're really fast, you can create this small upward momentum forever. I mean, that's the TLDR of it. It's such a cool, ingenious way to I mean, it's
Yeah.
both solve a problem and create another one. You know, the other one is like, how annoying is that move? So
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes, I mentioned the 6-year-old video that you did with your son, the speedrun. What
Mhm.
was it like doing a 2-player run with him and getting record? It was a very wholesome video. I watched like the full ending on your Twitch, and that was really cool.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, for me, that was like a really special one. It's also kind of hard because you don't want to like. I don't want to like expose my kid. My kid's not a focus of my channel at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's not. We try to keep him secret as possible. But for this particular situation, like Donkey Kong had come out and he was already playing it himself. He's where is he at? He's on the landfill layer right now, actually in a solo game. And then we were playing 2-player already, and I'm speed running it, playing like while he's just like shooting things as it is, like just like as a practice thing, just for fun. And I look on the leaderboard and I'm like, well, this time we just got right now. Like we just did this in an hour and a half. That's 3 minutes faster than world record. We could do this, you know. And I talked to my wife. I was like, hey, you know, would it be okay? What do you think? This one moment of like us doing this, and I talked to him to see if he wanted to do it. He was all about it. He was super excited. He woke up that morning at like 6:30 in the morning, like, like I'm gonna become official speedrunner today. Like all these things. He was dressed, teeth brushed, ready to go. I'm like, bud, we got a few hours, you know, like, and it was just a really fun, awesome day, and it's been a really fun like 2 weeks since then. Even though the record got beat, like, you know, right away, because again, that's how speedrunning works nowadays. The record got beat right away, and I told him that too, and his response wasn't like sad or anything. His response was like, "Well, we got to try again," and I was like, "Oh yeah," you know. So, yeah, it was I think for any speedrunner that has kids, like that's a special moment. I mean, the same way it's like special when we shoot basketball and you know anything that I love that I get to like share with him. It just was like so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome.
definitely an all timer. Yeah, I'll remember that video forever. That one's gonna be my favorite forever.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's really cool
Yeah.
that he was like woke up early and everything, all ready to go. But when it comes to speedrunning, obviously, you started out speedrunning as a result of a snowboarding accident, which I think is one of the coolest origins in speedrunning for a speedrunner. What was your thought process when making that initial decision to give streaming a try?
Honestly, I was just really bored. I had nothing to do. All my friends were back on the mountain. So that's kind of what happened to me. It just like I was hurt. I had pretty much kind of like gotten out of rehab and gotten out of the hospital a few months before winter. And winter had come back and I had no one to hang out with and no one to talk to. So I started streaming.
Nice.
Yeah.
I learned that whole story about the snowboarding from the Summoning Salt. Well, I don't know if it was his, but he narrated it. The Running with
No,
Speed
he
video.
narrated it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Other people made it.
Running with Speed. I'm curious because I've never actually talked to anyone that was in that documentary, and I thought it was a really cool documentary. I think I even showed it to like my mom to try to get her to understand what the hell speedrunning was, and I don't think she remembers anything from it, but she understood it for a little bit, which was nice. So I am curious, what was that process like being on that? I thought it was very well done documentary, so I'm curious.
Running with Speed was awesome. It was really cool. They got to meet the guys, but it's kind of funny because like all of it was filmed like, you know, pre-pandemic basically. So it's like this different world that almost like didn't exist after it came out. You know, it's kind of funny like watching
Yeah.
it back. But they were really cool. I think all of us in it wish they wouldn't have like shown our house, which I thought was a little weird. I didn't know they even got a shot of my house. I thought that part was a little weird. Yeah, that was a little weird. And also they had 2 shots of my feet, which were really weird. I thought that was really strange. So personally, like, but otherwise, I thought it was like a really good documentary. I'm a little jealous of everyone else in it because everyone else got to talk about how great they were at video games, and I felt like they kind of just talked about, what do I want to say? Like, I made money in that documentary. So like, it's not that I dislike that documentary. I'm not a particularly huge fan of my part in it, which is kind of funny. But I thought it was really like awesome and a great look at speed gaming. And I also feel like they have so much good footage that they haven't used at all. Like they have so much awesome stuff I know from GDQ, multiple GDQs actually. From they have stuff from like different charity events. They came to one of my charity events. They didn't even show any of that. And they have so many like cool, funny, cute moments, honestly. Like they have so much good stuff, footage that like just didn't make it. But I loved the way they like told the story. I thought it was amazing they got Salt to do it because like to me, Salt is like the best storyteller in speedrunning. So I thought that was really fun. I thought they like were very authentic. I thought it was like, I can tell you right now, like the guys that did it were like super into speedrunning and they respected the craft and the art of it. They weren't trying to exploit it at all. Like I think they just had like, it was like a passion project for them, honestly. So I thought it was really, really, really good in that respect. I just wish I could have been like, they could have been like, oh, Pooh's also really good at gaming. But I felt like they only were just like, yeah, Pooh's made money. Even like when Spike goes like, GrandPOOBear is really the LeBron James of the business part of speedrunning. I'm like, fuck you, Spike. Come on,
That's funny.
No, it was funny. It was good though.
I think it might be harder with you though, because I feel like with some of the other people, like Cheese, obviously he's the Mario 64 guy. Andrew G is like the Mario Bros guy. But you, I feel like you have I kind of view you as like a completely variety speedrunner. I mean, if you look at your YouTube, you play so many different games. It's kind of crazy how many different communities you've like tapped into. So
yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah,
sense.
I think they wanted to show like they needed someone that was like they wanted like someone that was like making a good living, you know what I mean, off of it.
Yeah.
And I had just been signed with Red Bull, which was exciting. So which also gives you like, I mean, that was 7 years ago now that they did the filming of that. Like that's
crazy.
Literally like, yeah, it was literally like I mean, I don't know, like my son was probably like 8 months old. So yeah, I mean, it was, I hadn't even been with Red Bull for a year. I've been with them. This is my 8th year now. So that's such a like a long time ago for everybody, you know what I mean? And then I don't think it released till 2023. So yeah, it's very crazy how much happens between that.
Yeah. When it comes to your YouTube, obviously, like I said, you do a lot of different types of like videos, a lot of different games. So I'm curious, how do you come up with stream ideas, keeping it always like fresh and new? What's like the creative process behind videos or streams or anything?
I think the key is like, okay, so you want to have like a story, right? And stories need a beginning, middle, and an end. And some stories are one-offs, and some stories then will get a sequel and a trilogy, and you know what I mean? Or you milk that story till it's absolutely dead. It's just like you got to figure out what stories are hitting for people. And like right now, for me, the story that's hitting on YouTube really well for me is just like the games no one can beat series. And I think it hits for 2 reasons. One, it's really fun to like watch a game like you kind of forgot about that you couldn't beat at your childhood get beat, right? And the person's not, I don't do like, like the speedrun glitches. I don't look at anything before. Like I legitimately just like blind play these old games and find what I find. And a lot of people feel justified at how long it took them, or they feel like, oh my God, I beat this game quicker than him. I'm going to brag about it. A lot of people get angry at the titles because they're like, the games no one can beat. They're like, I beat this game. What do you mean? Look at me, recognize me in the comments too, And so it creates this good storyline for people that both has a beginning, middle, and end every single video, but also has a beginning, middle, and end of this whole arcing series of, all right, we're going to go through the NES and 16-bit era, and then we're going to go through the 32-bit era, and then, you know what I mean, till games get to where, oh, you're going to beat this game no matter what, you know what I mean? There's a point where games kind of changed, and like they went from like, you can't beat to you're going to beat. So I think that's going to be really, really, I mean, I think that's like what I think about is like, how do we have these kind of stories in something, you know? And how
Yeah.
do you create that like same idea of like a beginning, middle, and end that people care about, that has like a crescendo of drama in it, you know? Can he do it? Will he do it? You know, like, which is a lot of what gaming ends up being. Can he do it? Will he do it? So that's, yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's kind of
Yeah.
it. Think about it like a book. How would you write a book on your stream? You know, if you were going to write a write up of your stream, how would it look?
Yeah. When it comes to
Yeah.
like the editing process for your videos, because I assume you have editors now,
Mhm.
and probably
I
have
have
for a
one
while.
editor. I have one
One.
editor. I've had him for like 5 years.
Okay. So how much
Yeah.
do you consult with him at this point? Because 5 years, obviously now.
At
I'm
this point,
assuming,
very little.
yeah, at
Yeah.
this point he probably does most of it because he probably knows how to piece it together, I guess, in a
Yeah.
storytelling type of
Most
way.
most of it will be like post edit critique. I'll be like, hey, I would have, you know, maybe done this, like done this or that, you know, on this little moment, or hey, there's a moment in here that you missed, maybe we can make a short out of it or something. Things like that. But as far as, yeah, I don't talk to
Yeah.
him often, no. Like,
Well,
I
that's
mean, I talk
nice.
to him often, but not about editing.
Yeah, I mean that's nice because for me, I've tried to make like good like edited YouTube videos, and the hardest part for me is just I don't enjoy editing. I like streaming, which is nice,
Nobody
but
enjoys editing.
no
Yeah.
one enjoys editing, which is like the hardest part, I guess,
Sub
probably
editors.
to
Yeah.
get there. Exactly. So it's probably nice being able to stream and then have someone kind of edit that for you. As I'm sure before that point, like 10 years ago, you probably had to edit
Hmm.
stuff into YouTube videos, which was probably a lot less enjoyable. So it's got to be nice having an editor. But when was it that you started like finding a lot of success? Was there like a certain video or anything that kind of made you go like, whoa, I could turn this into something more or anything like that?
I mean, really, when Mario Maker came out was everything for me. That was huge, and not even just when Mario Maker came out. A viewer gave me a Penga level, and that just like warped my life on what Mario could be, and then just like set me down this like, you know, almost like now lifetime rabbit hole of loving really hard video games, like specifically, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
getting like a joy. Like Panga levels were giving me this. Panga levels started giving me the same feeling that like snowboarding did, except I didn't get hurt when I messed up a trick, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So it like, but it was like starting to feed that like mental, this like mental thing that I was missing, and it like all started to click for me. And yeah, that's when I really started to like, inadvertently I started to tell stories about like these like really difficult levels, and finding these really difficult levels from all over the world and playing them and trying to beat them. And that's when I, like, as my viewership got up and then I tried other things and it wasn't working as well, I realized like, oh, it's the storyline of like, you know, this level and everything else. And that's when I kind of started to look at everything a little bit differently, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah.
Mario Maker, 100%. Mario Maker is the
Yeah.
thing for me. That was
I
my
was
game
gonna say
lottery.
Mario Maker was where I first found you through.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's probably the same with a lot of other people. Mario Maker was kind of my
Oh yeah.
first like big game as a child too, when I started seeing like all these crazy tricks and stuff. So it's a pretty big game. How well known were you like before Mario Maker? What was like the stuff you were doing before then? I'm assuming it's like Mario World, Kaizo, and stuff like that, or was that after?
A lot of Mario 3. Like I was doing
Okay,
Mario
yeah.
3 speedrunning, but what I really did a ton of before that, I had a few months of Mario 3 speedrunning before Mario Maker. And I always played a lot of Mario and like classic games in my stream, but I played a lot of like Ark and DayZ and Rust, like other survival games. I still
Okay.
like, it happens probably like every 2 years on my stream where I get like this like weird like 3 week obsession with Rust before they erase all my shit again. And I remember like it's like a bad addiction for me, you know.
Uh,
Um, Yeah, it's like what I imagine drugs is like for other people. That's Rust for me. So I really love those survival games, and like I think just like games with a like where the stakes feel high and something can happen really quickly. You know, your luck and things can change really fast. I don't know, those like really are exciting and entice me a lot as well, like those multiplayer games that do that. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Mario Maker and the SMW ROM hacks that I mentioned, I know you've had some ROM hacks named after you with Grand Poo World 2, I think.
And 3. Yeah, and 3,
and
no big deal.
and 3.
Yeah, and 3.
What are some of your favorite ROM hacks for Mario World? And what's kind of your preference between SMW ROM hacks and Mario Maker Kaizo? Because obviously the physics are very different.
Love Yeah, I take SMW all day, every day, because SMW you can just like you can do whatever you want. Like people can put in any music, any backgrounds, anything they want to do. Like at the end of the day, they can do it. And on top of that, like SMW is just this like really beautiful physics system. That's both like incredibly simple and like super freaking deep. You know, like there's so many little hidden things that happen in SMW that you just wouldn't realize were going to happen unless like someone told you. I don't know. It's like it's just this beautiful control system. Whereas like Mario Maker, I always like to compare all the Mario games to like cars. Like Mario Maker is like a nice, good family sedan. You know, it's dependable, it's reliable, it'll get you there. It can go fast on the highway if you need it to, you know what I mean? You're gonna need to slow down at turns. Whereas like Mario World is like your like $500,000 supercar. Like it's like nice, it's tight, you can go fast and turn really quickly. It's just got everything, you know what I mean? It's like the pinnacle thing, but it's not going to work for everybody. Whereas Mario Maker, like that's going to work for everybody. You know, like people need their nice sedans. And then like Mario 1's like a Model T, like from 1910. You know, it's like an old clunker. And that's the way it controls, like very like stop and go. You know, like you're not moving and then you're moving fast and like yeah. So I always think that's a really good way to compare the games.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I prefer the fast car, baby. You know?
Yeah. I've never tried SMW ROM hacks, but they always look really cool. It's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario Maker it's nice to have. Definitely definitely nice. I feel like Mario Maker 2 Nintendo definitely didn't do as great of a job with as they could have. In some aspects. Yeah.
A million things they could have done. I mean, not to mention just like I think a game like Mario Maker, like they have to look at Mario Maker as more of a like Fortnite, League of Legends brand, in my opinion, where they need to be having rather consistent updates for a game like that. Because like, yeah, it's user-driven content. You know what I mean? You need users to be on the platform, and to keep users on the platform, you need to keep drip feeding them new stuff. You know. So I think that's always going to be like a giant mistake for them. They scrapped DLC, like they openly said they scrapped some DLC from it. And I mean, on top of that, they took away some physics, which I always thought was just such a weird thing to do.
Yeah, that's always weird. It's like, it's weird when because in some levels you can still do like the super jumps or whatever they're called, or these other physics, and then other levels you can't. It's just weird making updates like that. I feel like that completely changed the way the game is played.
Yeah, I think it's hard, and not only that, not even things like that. Like they took away stuff that was just like fundamental in Mario Maker 1. Like in Mario Maker 1, you could drop like a POW block in the lava, and then the POW, you know, it sinks slowly.
Yeah.
And you could jump on that POW block. Well, Mario Maker 2, they took that away. Like, but why? What does that give anyone? Like, that's a cool concept. That's a cool thing to do. Why would you take that away? And it just made no sense to me. It was just, there was a lot of things that were very weird for Mario Maker 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was weird when they like released like this huge update in 2020, during COVID times, I guess, and then that was just the last update. They just like that could have been spread out over several different updates, which I think definitely would have helped the game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they also like delete? I forget if this was you or someone else. Didn't they keep deleting your levels for like no reason?
Yes. Yeah, they kept deleting my levels, and I do know one got deleted because it had like a glitch they patched out, which like fine.
Okay.
That one was fine. But yeah, they deleted like over my lifetime they deleted like 9 levels of mine, and I'd say one of them was justified, and the rest of them I don't really understand, but it is what it is.
That's so weird. I remember that was like
Yeah.
so strange when that kept happening.
Well, and like I know it's not because of Pooh, because like my Mario Maker name, they let me have Pooh for the longest time. So it wasn't, that was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were like, yeah. And then you get like, that got like a lot of attention I wish I didn't get, honestly. Like that wasn't, because a lot of people were just like thinking I had to have been doing something, something wrong or like whatever. But I don't know what it was. I think like maybe I was just getting like reported by someone or whatever. I don't know.
No,
So
I
I'll
guess
never understand why it happened, and it's fine.
Yeah, I guess I could have played a role, the reporting thing. Never thought about that.
Yeah, that was all. That was all. That was so long ago now. I think it's such a funny thing, but yeah, I don't know what it was. It's not like I have a bad relationship with Nintendo either. I have a great relationship with Nintendo. I have as good a relationship with Nintendo as someone that plays games and curses like I do that you can. So it's not, I don't feel like I don't feel targeted. At one point I did, but not like by Nintendo, just like by, I don't know, whoever, like maybe some weird person there. So I think that's always like a thing, you know what I mean? So I guess like I'm lucky to have such a good relationship with Nintendo and got to do a few things with them randomly, which not a lot of people get to do, especially people that play ROM hacks. So yeah, I no bad blood towards Nintendo for that, but it'll always be a funny thing.
What are like some examples of things you've gotten to do like with them, I guess?
I've gotten to know about, like, I knew a lot about Mario Maker 2 before it happened, which I thought was pretty cool. And there's other things, but like publicly, like I got to do their Mario Party event not too long ago, which I was very grateful for. And just a few months ago, and I'm super happy to continue to do anything they would love to do, because it's no, like, I have it all over my arm. I love Nintendo, the IP. We all us gamers wish Nintendo would love us back. So
yeah,
like that's what we all wish, right?
Yeah. If you've heard of Mario Maker 2 early, any chance you heard of Odyssey 2? Any plans for that?
I don't know nothing about nothing.
Okay. Because that's my game, is Odyssey. That's my speedrunning game. So
I hope you enjoy Bananza.
Yeah, I hope so. Next 3D Mario will probably be in a couple decades.
I think this new 3D Mario is pretty hard, because I don't want to give back cap jumping, right? Like, I don't want to give back cap jumping in 3D Mario. I think that I kind of want that to stay. But I think they tend to drastically change Mario, his movement thing, game to game. So I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do?
It's the same with me. Like, I don't see how they can top Odyssey's movement. Although I will say Bananza's movement is pretty incredible and reminds me a lot of Odyssey's movement, but without the motion controls.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice, I think.
If you play Odyssey, you'll like Bananza, because it's a lot of similar things, but like I'd say, like, you press more buttons, you don't have to shake your controllers, which is really enjoyable.
Which is nice. Bananza definitely gives me a lot more faith in whatever they do with the next 3D Mario game, if it doesn't have Cappy, like, because they've shown they can make good movement with a lot of different tools. So I'm excited to see where it goes. When it comes to Odyssey, I know you were very involved with that speedrunning scene early on. What was your time like with that, and what are like I guess this ties into Bananza too, but what are some of your favorite things about being around when the new Speed game comes out, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Beginning.
it's like for me, like I choose my speed games because like, oh, this game's so good, I just want to play more. You know what I mean? And that's usually how it happens for me. And that's why I'll get sucked into these early times. I will say Odyssey was the first. I feel like Odyssey was the first modern speed game, like we were talking about. Like it's really started to move like at an incredible rate. I remember I was 100%ing Odyssey, and people were just starting to crack these like insane times already in any percent, and do these insane tricks, and I was just like, I wasn't even finished with 100% yet. It'd only been a couple days, and I was just like, what is happening? What is going on? And it was so fun to get in it, and like every level would have a new route every day, so you'd have something fun to learn and enjoy. And I think that like early time now in speedrunning, it's just like it works the brain in such a awesome way that it's just really enjoyable. So but that was definitely like the first, in my opinion, like game that started to move like at like breakneck speed for sure.
Yeah.
Like people, like it came out and people were like, I'm speed running this today. Like everything else be damned. I want to beat the, original game, and I want to speed run it right away, today. So
Yeah, it was crazy.
yeah.
And it kept that pace until like the first sub-hour for like a year and a half. It just kept,
it kept it
developments
for a long
just constantly
time.
kept happening. It's crazy. I'm curious if Bananza will have that same sort of like long lasting, like very, very active community that Odyssey had. It'll be interesting to see.
I would say right now, I mean, Bananza seems really fun. Also, Bananza Bingo is like goated.
Really?
So that really helps. Oh, it's so fun.
I know you were involved as of a few years ago with the hide and seek. I'm curious with that whole crew with Odyssey. I'm curious how that kind of impacted your channel. I talked a lot with CJ about this a couple episodes ago. How did that impact your channel? And how is hide and seek? Did you ever get tired of it? Because I know it could get repetitive probably, but yeah.
I love hide and seek. I love those guys a lot. I gotta say, Smallant invited me. He literally came in my stream one day, and I was like, "Yo, I want to play hide and seek," and he was like, "Yo, let's do it." And then he sat on the Discord call with me for like 3 hours. It was the first time we ever really hung out. We had just kind of like met a few times. He sat on this Discord call with me for a few hours and was like, hey, it was really cool. And he didn't have to do that because he's like one of the biggest YouTubers in the world at the time. We set it all up, the hack switch, and it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me, both in like the way it's helped my channel, and also like I've made really great friends from it. I really love those guys, for CJ, Crafty, Smant, just everybody involved in it. Failboat, that's how I met him. And now he's one of my great homies. So I think it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me, both professionally and just personally, because I genuinely enjoy hanging out and doing stuff with those guys. So it's been really, really fun for me. And outside of that, like I think just being Smallant is a ever-giving human, in my opinion. Like he's, no doubt one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, and he never, what do I want to say? He never like turns down helping any of us for a video, big or small. If you're in that little crew, he will bend over backwards to help you and change his schedule to help you. You might have to ping him one time. That's fair.
Yeah, that's completely
you got to ping
fair.
me for things, so he lets you, he's just an ever giving person in that respect, in the like, hey, I am going to use my, I guess clout is the best word for it. I'm going to use myself to help you. And he does. I don't know if it's even an intentional thing he does, or that's just like his nature. But he's a super homie in that respect. So like just being in Smant's atmosphere, I would say has helped my YouTube channel. And then like looking at how he creates and does things has made me think differently about how I do things. So like just being in his atmosphere, not just like being in the hide and seek, but like being in Burr's atmosphere and watching his videos and CJ's and Amorphs now, and all these people, like being in their atmosphere just has like helped me in so many ways professionally. And beyond that, they're all really awesome people who I've been able to collaborate with outside of hide and seek and lots of things. And like they're all coming to Kaizo Colosseum, and which is gonna be really great. So yeah, just awesome people.
That's awesome. Yeah, Smallant seems like a really great guy. Jeez, I can't talk. Yeah, it's really cool to see him, especially because he kind of stemmed from the Odyssey community. Because I remember watching like those initial tutorials right when they came out.
He knocked me out of the Odyssey any percent tournament.
Oh yeah, he did. I remember that.
He knocked me out of the Odyssey any percent tournament, and that's how we first interacted. So
some competition to start off. Yeah. And now you guys are great friends. It's really come full circle.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, obviously been involved with many different communities in speedrunning. Which community? My guess would be Mario Maker, but I'm not entirely sure. Would you say holds like the most special place in your heart? And if you had to choose one, what's your favorite speed game?
I mean, right now it's Bananza. So Mario 3 will always mean the most to me because it was the first one. And I think like there's some people in the Mario 3 community that didn't hate me, and then I just kept putting in the work, and then I like earned that respect, and I thought that was, I don't know, I always enjoyed that.
That's cool. Yeah,
I always look fondly on the Mario Maker. Yeah, the Mario 3 community.
Did you ever have I know you were pretty high up there on the leaderboards for that game for at least one of its categories.
I had all Forts world record for a little bit, but like every Mario 3 record, eventually Mitch comes for it and takes it. So
how has your friendship with Mitch kind of helped in speedrunning?
Yeah, I mean, Mitch is the best gamer I've ever met. So I would say especially early on in my speedrun career, like the Dram time and Kaizo Mario 3, and like a lot of my early world records are because Mitch was just giving me strats. He was literally feeding me strats on things to do on games he didn't want to run, which was really cool. So
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's an insider knowledge on strats. That's cool.
It really helps when you have like the best gamer ever, helping you out. So
I can imagine. Are there any games that you haven't played yet that they could be old games or new games that you have plans for in the future or that you want to get to at some point?
Expedition 33. I got to play Expedition 33. I got to see if it's good as everyone says. That's definitely like #1 game right now. I'm going to be joining the Elden Ring Bingo League again this year. Last year I didn't win one game. So this year it's a high goal to get a win.
Nice.
A win. That's the goal, baby.
It's a good goal.
So yeah. So that's my goal. And yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, something that I haven't really brought up yet is your involvement with in-person events. Obviously, you've been many GDQs. I think you're at Ludwig's Fast 50 event. I'm sure many other events. And you've also created a lot of events. So I'm curious what, in your opinion, is the importance of these events and what kind of inspired you to start your own events with speedrun sessions or Kaizo Colosseum?
Well, I think like live... I like going places and doing things with the people I love. And I think those memories tend to last longer than the memories we create on the internet, through text box.
Definitely, yeah.
Personally. And so I enjoy going to, I enjoy putting on, I enjoy helping other people with those events because I think they're important. I also think kind of right now in 2025 with the way AI is rising and like stuff like that, I feel like being in person is like very important. Like I'm a pretty big believer in the dead internet theory. I mean, if you look at any comment section at all, I feel like it's just dominated by faceless, nameless people, which just doesn't give me a lot of faith that they're real anymore. So I like interacting with real people and talking with real people and doing things with real people and hearing stuff from real people. I just think all that's fun and important. And it makes me happy. I'm really lucky where I can get I have the connections now, maybe not the viewership really to even justify it, but I have these connections now where I can get a lot of money to pay for my friends to come to a really fun event, and we can do fun things and make really cool content and make a moment, and it's really enjoyable. And why would I not do that? So it's really, I don't know, I'm really blessed to be in this position to do that, and I don't know, it's fun. Like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Like, help your friends.
definitely.
Yeah, doing stuff with your friends is fun. So,
Yeah, I mean, Pace,
yeah.
I've been to 4 Pace events, which at my age, because I'm only 18, so that has obviously been such a great experience for me. I do remember Pace was canceled at the beginning of this year due to some drama, which I'm sure you kind of know about. I do remember you tweeted something about it. I don't remember what it was, but I'm curious.
Well, I would help. I would help fund something for the 64 community if they wanted, because I know Pace is such a big 64 thing, and
Yeah.
Mario 64 is the best. It's the greatest speed game ever, in my opinion. And it has it still gives us stuff. It gives us a new discovery every year, an incredible new discovery every year, and they're just getting harder and harder and harder. And if you've ever speedran Mario 3, you understand how insanely difficult it is to control in general. Like the precision it takes to speed, not Mario 3, sorry, Mario 64.
Yeah.
And sorry, and I got sidetracked. But yeah, if like I could help the Mario 64 community do another event, I would love to do that. So that offer's still there, Mario 64 community.
Oh, you didn't? Did you get anyone like DMing you, or did no one? Nothing happen?
We people DM'd, but no one came up with like any concrete ideas. I think the thing is that there's always a lot of people that talk about action. There's not a lot of people that do a lot of action.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's always going to be that.
Yeah.
So you have to take the first steps have to be taken by someone. Someone's got to do it. You know what I mean? So
Definitely. Yeah.
And oftentimes that's who controls a lot of things, is just being the first one to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, when it comes to the speedrunning events you host, what kind of goes into it and coming up with different locations to get as much involvement as possible, especially with like the speedrun sessions? What's kind of the ultimate goal with those? And do you just try to go as many places as possible?
I mean, the thing that I love about speedrun sessions, the thing that's so incredible about it is it doesn't have to make money. It's kind of a combination event with Red Bull and the bar that wants to host it. And it kind of just works as wonderful promotion for both of them. And the bar will sell their drinks. You know what I mean? I encourage people to come and have fun and have a good time and tip their bartenders, and they'll sell their drinks and their food. And then a lot of those drinks will be Red Bull drinks, which helps out, my biggest sponsor and my biggest thing. And then, so for like me, I don't have to sell tickets or do anything. All I really have to do is provide these people a really fun time. And for most of those people, that really fun time really just comes down to like meeting us, like, that took me a couple events to realize, like, that's that's the most important part, is just like the meet and greet at the end, just doing like the whole full, like shaking everybody's hands, taking all the pictures, doing whatever we can, hanging out afterwards and playing arcade games. So those are the things that are like, I don't know, the things I think about. So it's just like, where can I put people that will have the most fun? For me, it's really easy, you know, like, where is it going to be the most fun? Or even for me, like, where is it going to be the most fun for me to go to? So, you know, so.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's a lot of fun too, just performing in front of a crowd and having other people, having your friends come and perform in front of crowds. Or do you
way more fun? And no one will ever try to hit me up for cheating. You'll never see anyone accuse me, because I played more live games than anyone, and I've played good, I've played bad, and I've played a ton of mediocre. So
yeah, it's always fun. I've had the experience of playing in front of a crowd a couple times. It's so much more fun than I would have ever expected. It's crazy, because like, you think, okay, I'm just gonna go up there, it's gonna be like I'm streaming, but just having people behind you like clapping constantly and stuff just makes such a big difference over the chat going crazy. It's like, it's crazy the difference you see, I feel like. Obviously, by now, you're a pretty big name in speedrun community. I'm curious, what is one piece of advice that you'd give to aspiring content creators or streamers?
Don't just hit live and play a video game. You know, you got to do a little bit more. And not only that, be a little bit more of a complete person. Have more things to talk about than just games. And that's something I see a lot of people's like things. Also, your ability at video games is a lot higher than you think. Stop. Like, this is for all speedrunners in general. Stop being like, I'll learn that strat after I get this time, or I'll do that after I do this. No, just fucking learn the hard strat. Just learn the hard strat right away. Because what you're doing is you're practicing bad techniques. Even if you don't plan on going that far in the game, like, even if you're not planning on getting world records, still try the world record strats. Still do them. You're not hurting yourself by doing it. You're hurting yourself by not ever. Like, you're holding your own self back, and your skill level is way higher than you think it is. Everyone can speedrun and anyone can play video games, and I'm very convinced that anyone could be a world record holder in any really, really large competitive game if they just work hard enough or practice correctly enough. And when I say that, practice correctly enough, I mean, like, don't practice the wrong things, don't practice the bad things, don't practice bad technique. You know what I mean? Get in there and learn why it happens, because you can be so much more efficient with your time and gain so much more skill in such a, you know, what do I want to say? Gain more skill in like a shorter period of time, and maximize your efforts that you're putting in. And as long as you're willing to put in those efforts and maximize those efforts, you can be really, 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 really insanely great at just about any video game you want. So don't like hold yourself back with, I will learn that strat after I get this time. No, like, if you're at that level, do the strat. Just learn the strat.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
That's good advice. I don't hear enough people say that, I feel like. So a lot of people be like holding back until you get a certain time, but I do think it's good to at least try strats early on and see what works best. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be, if there's a strat that's out there and you feel like you can't do it, you should be trying that until you can. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Final question here. What's next for GrandPOOBear? What's kind of the current plan for the near future? And
I will say the very next thing that I have going on is Kaizo Colosseum, September 12th through the 14th. It's a charity event that we do every single year. We get a ton of people together, throw them all into one house. It's a big giant sleepover. We do all sorts of ridiculous things. It's just a really fun event, and I'm super excited. So that's it.
All right. I'm looking forward to watching that. Should be fun.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. For the viewers, the next episode, this isn't 100% confirmed, but I did get a sure from him, so I'll announce it anyway for now. But don't get your hopes up because anything can happen. But as of now, the plan for next episode is Smallant. He did say sure, so hopefully
he better compliment me as such a good friend the way I complimented him, or it's gonna look super awkward. So
yeah, I'll make sure to ask him what his thoughts on GrandPOOBear are. We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, thanks so much for joining me. This was a great episode. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and like and all that stuff so you don't miss the next episode. But yeah, that's it for me. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.